Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Mr. Campbell from MrCampbellRocks.com. Today we're going to walk through the differences and similarities between Google appointment slots and Google appointment schedules. When you would use one over the other, why you would use one over the other, how to turn it off or on, talking about appointment schedules. And there's a little cheat sheet down below that you can use to kind of walk through a lot of the things that we're going to talk about today. Let's get started. It's important to note that Google Slots will eventually disappear and appointment schedules are going to take over. And you can see that when you go to your settings page right here to change what that looks like. So let's jump in there. First, let's talk about how to turn on the appointment schedules option in Google Calendar. So what you'll do is you'll jump to calendar.google.com. You'll go to the top of the page. You'll click on the settings icon. Click on settings. You scroll down near to the bottom in language and general, and you'll see this option right here that says appointment schedules. When you click this, it will turn it on. When you click it, it'll turn it off, vice versa. It's important to note right here by this comment is that Google plans to eventually get rid of slots and replace it with schedules. And that's where this information is right here on the highlighted page. So once we turn that on, we save this option. We can go back to our calendar. And when we click on create, like we used to be able to do right here, it would say appointment slots. Now it says appointment schedule. So let's talk about how to create an appointment schedule. First, we want to click on appointment schedule. You'll notice there's a whole new look and feel. Even the user interface is better for the customers. You remember the old version, it looked like this. It was set up where you just had your little calendar card here and you had to go and put in the times and put in the durations here for the amount of time for your slot, if you remember that. On the back side, right, if we save this, this is what it looked like for the out-facing calendar. So people to sign up for your appointments, these 30-minute slots right here, this is what it looked like. The new version looks like this. You have an entire sidebar here where you can manage your time and different events. And so that's what we're going to walk through right now. The first thing that we want to do is we want to add a title to the event. After we've added a title to that event, we want to pick our appointment duration. How long is each appointment going to be? So if you're thinking about parent-teacher conferences, if you're thinking about PCCRs with your middle schoolers about careers, if you're talking about kindergarten appointments at the beginning of the year, if you're talking about end of the year checkouts as an administrator, if you're a small business and you're doing one-on-ones with your employees, you would want to have this time slot pretty mapped out before you just select a time slot. Is it going to be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? This is where you would select your time slot here. We're going to do 15-minute time slots. Then what you can actually create is your general availability. This is generally when you're going to be available for these appointment slots in this appointment schedule. So I'm unavailable on Saturday. I'm unavailable on Sunday. The school's not open those 2 days. So generally what I want to do is I want to map out a time throughout each day. Now, if you remember the old one, you had to do this in huge chunks. Now you have the option to select day by day what appointment slots you want to have. So I would check my availability, and you can see here that my current calendar shows up below here and will show me any conflicts that I have. So you can see down here in the yellow my current appointments that I have. So I'm going to say let's go through, pick my slots here. And if I want to break up the day, you had to create a whole nother calendar previously to this new update. So now I can add multiple times in a day. I can go from 9 to 10 and then 12 to 4. And what you'll see here is when I click on add, that adds another period during the day. And if I wanted to block out a day, I just click the cross out here and it gives me a blocked out time that I want to. Now we have the option to have a scheduling window. So how long is this window going to be open? Maybe I only want it open the first week of every month because my one-on-ones are at the end of the month. Maybe I only want it to open in May. So when I add my start and end times, it'll give me a pop-up right here that allows me to schedule when the window start and end dates are available. Not only is that for when they can be scheduled, but that's how long the scheduling window will be open. So if it's something that's all year long, if it's only in the month of May, maybe it's only in the summer. June 6th, our last day of school. So we'll click done. You'll see here, it'll give me this information here. If I were to just click available now, it would just open up those slots right now. Now, along with the scheduling window time and date, it'll allow us how much time they can plan their individual appointments in advance. So you'll see here, it says maximum time in advance that appointment can be booked. Well, maybe I only want to change that to 1 month ahead of time, right? And maybe I want my notifications to be changed after that. You'll see there's a little question mark here. It explains this. This is the minimum lead time you require, and I'm not going to read it to you, but you can see that this explains this is how far in advance people have to schedule. Because if something comes up and I don't have that day filled, I want to basically take that off, right? I can change my dates of availability. The very bottom, there's no buffer time. So when I click on next, you'll see I can add a little bit more information. I can add a photo of myself, right? This is a booking page, what this looks like, and you'll see at the end what the booking page looks like. I can change the location or the type of meeting. If I want it to be a meet, an in-person, a phone call, or none, and that's to be specified later. Maybe I want it to be a Zoom, so I get the appointment slots in. Then I can create the Zoom links separately. I can add a description. I can add notes. I can add a Google document, a Google sheet. Maybe there's a report that everybody's going through at the end of the year, a checkout, a checklist. That can be shared with here as well. The booking form, this is the information that the appointee is going to fill out when they schedule an appointment with you. So it'll have their first name, their last name, and their email address. And this is important because previously everybody had to have a Gmail account to sign up for the appointments page or the appointment slots. Now they do not have to have a Gmail account. They can use Yahoo, MSN, AOL, whatever account they want. I can also require other items. Maybe I want their phone number. Maybe I want a custom item, and I would just link that there. Then we have the option of how far in advance we want to have an email reminder for this. This can also be set up in your settings, your notification settings in Gmail or Google Calendar, and I would say a day before. So when I click on save, this is kind of a little thing that I can go back and edit at any time. I can delete the times, I can delete the appointment slots, I can add appointment slots, I can add anything that I want to this booking page. When I open the booking page, you'll notice that the booking page looks a lot different than the old one. So here's the old booking page, here's the new booking page. And again, when somebody fills out the slot, that time slot disappears from that calendar. So this is the out-facing calendar that you want people to sign up on, and those slots disappear. When I jump to my personal calendar, you'll see that those slots appear on the calendar. Right there on the 20th, you can see here, and on the 18th, you can see that I have the booking page there. The appointment slots are gone here. We'll go with Monday the 18th. If I look here, again, we'll go to the day version. Makes it a little bit easier to see on the day version. I have an appointment at 9:15 with myself, and then again at 9:45. This just shows up on my personal calendar. This new symbol is different than what we've seen before. This shows you that this is connected with a booking appointments page slot. A lot of other things that you can do with this. This is just a general walkthrough. Let's now talk about the differences and why you would use the appointments as opposed to the old appointment slots. So some of those differences are actually outlined in the Learning Center for Google Calendar. And so we can talk about these, and I would just want to talk about them out loud, and you can look at this, and the link is below on how to do this. So with the appointment slots and appointment schedules, you get a professional booking page that's different types of appointments that you offer. The nice thing about the new appointment schedules is that anybody with any email address can book an appointment. That's here. Your booking page automatically avoids conflicts with your current events on your calendar. So if you open up, and you could see that in my calendar, when we opened up those times, it would remove those slots that I already had something scheduled. The email notifications, you get update emails with that calendar anytime somebody signs up, where previously you didn't get those. People with an appointment, you can also receive an automatic reminder by appointment. The big difference, I think, between appointment slots and appointment schedule is how that meeting exists. So we talked about that previously. Is it's a video meet or Zoom, phone, in person, and you can do that. You can also customize the availability, which you couldn't do before. You just had to have an open slot, or you had to go back and do individual hours. Now you can add multiple times to multiple days. There are times, though, when you would want to use the old appointment slots until everything gets updated, and those are listed here. Currently, at this point, you cannot add additional team members to that calendar with the new appointment schedule. It's just for personalized calendars. You also can't add a secondary or a delegate calendar support. So you can't set up appointments on a secondary team or a coworker's calendar that you manage, which makes it a little bit difficult if you have an assistant that kind of runs your calendar. And then currently at this point in time, you cannot select rooms for the new appointment scheduler. You can only do that in appointment slots. Now, as they migrate all of the options over to appointment slots, I am imagining that these three things will be part of the new appointment scheduling process, and you'll have the availability to schedule rooms, to add virtual assistants or assistants to that calendar, or team members if it's a team calendar. Thinking about a special ed team where one person is scheduling all the appointments for those IEPs, that is a great tool to have because they're in charge of it, but they can also add it to different members of that team's calendars. If you have questions, again, go ahead and email me. My email is spencer@mrcampbellrocks.com. If you're here, it's most likely because you're an educator. Again, I have 7 kids, so things are a little crazy all the time at my house. Thank you for watching this video all the way till the end, and thank you for what you do for kids on a daily basis. If this video saved you time, energy, and frustration, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share it with your teacher friends. You can subscribe by clicking up here, or you can watch another video either here or here. Again, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm glad that you're here.